How many times have you returned to this point? I have not counted. 3 years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I will find it. Then I guess you have no time to lose. The key to the case.
And welcome to Murders on the Yangtze River by OMEGames Studio. This was released back in March of this year. And it's when you put in the tagline of your game that you'll enjoy this game if you're a fan of Ace Attorney, it's gotta immediately draw my attention, right? Like, literally, in the About section of the Steam page. If you're a fan of Ace Attorney, you won't want to miss this game. Horizontal access detective game. It takes place in 1900s China, as we travel along the Yangtze River and investigate and solve a series of ominous cases in a critical period in the history of China. Obviously, it's very centered in a period of Chinese history, but it's been made to be accessible to, essentially, the world. That's a weird sentence, but I suppose it's made to present the history of China to the world. It's a better way of putting it. And as you saw from that opening cinematic, it looks to be really freaking well made so far, just from that alone. The voice acting sounds fantastic. And I'm looking forward to some fun little mysteries. Oh, we're gonna kick off with that.
How many times have you returned to this point? I have not counted. 3 years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I will find it. Then I guess you have no time to lose. The key to the case is that book.
Alright, there we go. Yeah, that opening cinematic played the first time I started up the game, too.
我曾与死亡签契，
I inked a pact with death.
静候他的到来。
Awaited his arrival patiently.
今夜，他终于叩响了门扉。
Tonight he finally knocked at my door. Oh. Uh-oh. Unexpected misfortune. Open up! Don't open these doors, we're breaking in! Let me just try and figure out what does what here. Inventory. Settings. Settings. Oh. Oh. I work this. Alright. Oh, wow. What did I... You have a lot. Oh. Could put you in a suit, but... we'll, Some scenes do not support outfit changes. Holy crap. Okay, so we've... Facts and knowledge. Our backlog. Characters. Shen Chungping. Detective, age 22. That's me, a traveling detective. Alright. Uncle, no!
这可如何是好啊
No, what? No, how could this possibly be?
罗翁
Master Lowe. 30 minutes later.
大人，这杀人犯竟然在现场睡着了。
Oh, the murderer sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime.
头好晕，思绪一点都不清晰。杀人犯，这是在说我吗？
Oh, okay, clearing. Left, right. Keys.
给我老实点，别动！不是我，我是一名侦探，到此。狡辩！你竟敢杀了罗翁！马捕头勿要激动，让他把话说完吧。验明正身还是必要的。
Oh. We need to verify his true identity.
在下沈仲平，是一名旅行侦探。
Shen Chunping, traveling detective.
我和我的助手阿福，是昨天晚上才到这座小镇的，为取一份旧案的线索。
Assistant Alfu and I arrived in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case.
我们乘的船中途出故障了，折腾到深夜才靠岸。
Struggled until late to reach shore. Oh, okay. Flashback. Ah.
没想到咱们这么晚才到。
I believe we got here so late.
天才发明家烧了发电机，
这是船长的错，我很早就提醒过他换零件了。
船长最大的错误就是让你碰发电机。
What did you do?
咦？
嗯？
好像有个姐姐在哭啊。
姑娘，你还好吗？
Missy, you're right. Oh. That's a no.
诶，怎么跑了？
或许有难言之隐吧。
那我们继续赶路吧。话说回来，你要拜访的这位作家，真的跟那桩悬案有关？
我有预感，他会成为案子的突破口。
Novelist. Okay, we can't go back and see you. Fair enough. I think we're gonna do this first video with the voice acting on, and then you let me know if you prefer.
往院子里走，就到目的地了。咱们一会儿见。
Leave if you want me to leave the voice acting on, or
你得找
want me to
零件修船。
narrate.
好吧，好吧，早点回来，我去找零件了。
Yeah, get Press and hold shift. Oh, okay.
谁呀？都这么晚了。
在下沈仲平，与罗佩先生约好今日见面。
Oh no, that's who turned up dead.
途
Mr.
中遭
Lowe.
遇风暴，耽误了行程，不敢失了先生的约，才冒昧深夜前来。
That's fair.
沈仲平，我们什么时候见过吗？
Have we met before?
一直都是书信来往。
啊，想起来了，请稍等啊。
Alright.
沈先生，请进。
Yeah, let me know if you prefer me to keep the voice acting on or to turn the voices off and just read myself.
麻烦沈先生稍等一下，
Oh.
我得把手头的故事写完，怕断了思路。
没关系，我在一旁静候便是。
晚上天凉，想麻烦先生帮我关门，挂上门栓。
Close the door. Locked room acquired. Western style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. This is what they mean when they describe it as horizontal axis. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles. Door's been closed. Please be at ease.
确实是有钥匙。先生可曾听说过3年前发生在英国伦敦的那桩奇案？
London 3 years ago.
案子的事情我们慢慢聊。
Have you ever heard of the Reaper of Old Bailey?
沈先生舟车劳顿，应该还没有吃东西吧？这里有些本地特色的潮糕，就在我旁边的箱子上，请先生务必尝一尝。
那就恭敬不如从命了。
Alrighty.
这里有些
盘子里摆着几块晶莹剔透的糕点，确实有些饿了，我就吃一块吧。
Things got very hazy after that.
这糕里事情就是这样，我吃下那块潮糕后就晕了过去，直到大人们出现。
Ah.
你说，你是被人下药了才晕倒在房间中的吗？
的确如此。
狡辩！即便被人下药了，凶手也只可能是你。本捕手握铁证，是绝技不可能弄错的。
All right.
不知能否请马捕头详细说一说，你手中的铁证是什么？
大胆，竟敢挑衅本捕！
理越辩越明，知县大人也一定想听听你的分析，才能避免弄错，不是吗？
That's fair.
罗佩是本地名人，本官必要给乡民一个交代。马捕头就说说吧，人抓的我也安心点儿。
好，让你清楚自己是如何被抓的。
Oh, deduction. Reasons for suspecting Sheng Ping.
原因很简单，直到我们发现尸体之前，这个房间都处于密闭的状态。
Right, so we get locked room murder.
密闭状态。
屋内唯一的窗户装有木格，人是不可能进出的。
Window
屋内又
frame?
是从内侧
Makes
插上了门
sense.
栓，
We bolted the door ourselves, and then we drugged ourselves.
若非本捕一脚踹断了门栓，我们都进不了屋。这意味着，凶手只可能是案发时还在屋内的人，也就是你。
怎么会这样？房间是密闭的，还是我自己挂上的门栓？
哼，理是不是越辩越明了？还不认罪？
No, I don't think I will. Yeah, we were very clearly set up, but the very good question is why.
马捕头刚刚的分析还是很清晰的，我想应该不会弄错了。
All right.
沈先生，除非你能出示一份能证明你自己无辜的决定性证据，否则本官就要下令将你羁押了。
我的双手都被绑着，该如何在这么短的时间里找到决定性的证据？沈仲平，你要冷静下来，通过观察和推理来解决问题。
Observation and reasoning. Let's
一切
observe
行为都
and
会在现
deduce.
场留下痕迹。我很清楚被害人不是我杀的，有人设了局来陷害我。因此，在现场遗留的痕迹中，一定能找到所谓的。在回答知县的问题前，我必须先仔细观察一下现场。
Ooh, all right. All right, what can we... Oh, wow, okay. A short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon. Found within my grasp and now serves as evidence against me. Alright. Victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any details of the corpse. The blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. Seems like there's also blood on my back as well. Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying at? Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? Oi, how dare you order me around? I asked nicely. I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shin, there are blood stains on your back. That's gotta be Master Lo's blood. Left sleeve stained with blood. There's blood spatters across my back, which makes me think that I was face down. Victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any of the details of the corpse. Oh, we already saw that. Several long, continuous blood splatters on the floor. They are cast-off patterns of bloodstains. There's an evident gap within the three longest bloodstains. How could this be? A capital bloodstain is most likely caused by... One wiping it away, something being removed. There'd be no signs of it being wiped away. The disruption of the bloodstain was likely because something blocked the path of the spatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something was once there has been moved. Alright.
找到能自证清白的证据了吗？
Open this up again. Knowledge. Cast off pattern bloodstains. Created when blood is released or thrown from a blood-bearing object or in motion on a surface. Linear or arc-shaped in general, they are often distributed on surfaces situated at higher locations such as the upper edge of the walls or its ceilings. Sometimes the same cast-off pattern bloodstain will span across two surfaces, ceiling and wall on the floor, flung at high speeds from a blood bag.
这件证据就能证明我的清白。
Oh boy. All right. We only have 2 pieces of evidence. Here's proof.
请问马捕头，一个背对死者的人，能够用刀杀人吗？
Is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back toward them?
自然不能。
那么，这件血衣便能证明我的清白。
All right.
难道这血衣不是你的？
Well, I'm wearing it.
是我的，正穿在我身上。
真是胡闹！你手上持刀，衣服沾血，还敢说自己无罪？
沈先生，这件血衣如何能证明你是无辜的？
请看衣服上血渍的位置，出现在背后，而不是胸前。
On the back, not across the chest.
这又能说明什么呢？
说明死者的血溅出时，我是背对着他的。
Looks like someone managed to stab him from behind.
我既然背
Should
对
be
死
an
者，
impressive feat.
自然无法举刀扎他的胸膛。
你定是在杀人的时候把衣服反过来穿了。这种鬼把戏，本部见得多了。
Honestly, that would be an intricate level of preparation. Just wear my coat backwards, kill someone, flip my coat right side up. Oh, I was face down on the ground when that happened.
马捕头，请看这里，地上有2道走势连续的抛甩状血迹，它们的中间有一个明显的断层。
Oh, that's what that means. If I lay down right here, do the bloodstains line up?
断层的出现，说明在那里原本有一个遮挡物，后来
难道有人破坏了现场？
那个遮挡物应该就是我自己。
Smart.
我没猜错的话，我背上的血渍应该能与地上的血迹拼合起来，
Oh yeah, that even fits there.
这便能证明案发时我已经晕倒在地上，
Oh,
而倒在地上的我是没办法持刀捅人并留下那样的血迹的。
有一定道理。
因此，事实的真相是，凶手杀死罗佩后，把刀柄塞到我手中，借机嫁祸给我。
now we have to answer the question of how he actually got out and in.
即便全身被绑，也能冷静地分析、还原现场情况。沈先生令我刮目相看呐、
Oh, I thank you.
看来你果然是个侦探。
大人过奖了，我的嫌疑终于洗清了吗？
Not quite.
屋内就你和罗翁，你不是凶手，难道罗翁是自杀不成？
若想知道真相，
Ooh.
我需要全面地调查一下现场。
Need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. However, yeah, hands are tied.
不知张大人是否可以？
马捕头，要不我们给他松绑？
大人，关于他，
大人放心，在查清案子之前，我绝不离开这里。
你要是敢在我眼皮子底下耍花招，
I believe it.
绝不轻饶。
I believe it. We have won Judge Chung's curiosity, though. If nothing else. I'm finally allowed to move around in this room. Need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Must investigate every single nook and cranny. Without investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Oh, okay. Suspicion button. Lope. Novelist age 39. Talented detective fiction novelist. Oh, hence the detective costume. Gained fame because of an old case. Unfortunately, he died in his home last night. Okay, so that is our code. Chinese word for detective appeared in the Song Dynasty, 960 to 1297 at the latest. Originally used as a verb meaning to inspect and inquire. Word was later developed to also be used as a noun. For example, the arms mentioned in the memorandum for the reappraisal of matters in Jitown, written during the Ming Dynasty, included detective, which is equivalent to scouts in modern times. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, and the beginning of the Republic of China, with the emergence of large quantities of detective fiction, such as Detective World and the stories of Sherlock Holmes, the term detective had evolved to refer specifically to investigators working on a case. A sort of scout, one who detects, one who observes, and then gradually evolved to fit in the realm of detective fiction. Ooh. Lope and I were alone in the locked room. I didn't kill anyone. If so, then Lope committing suicide would be the only possibility. However, he could not have framed me for his death after committing suicide. Perhaps I will be able to find some answers from Lope's corpse. Okay, so that's sort of a hint. Is that a sort of hint system? This is Lope's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy now? Sure. External autopsy. As the screen hold, use magnifying glass. Lips. His mustache is crooked. His beard's a little out of... Upon further investigation, there's glue on the underside. Mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. Apparently, the deceased is wearing a fake mustache. There is white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbles from the rice cake. Oh. He did not intentionally drug us then? Seems that Lope had eaten the rice cake before he died. Oh shit. Then both we and him got drugged and passed out. So whoever gave him the rice cakes then need to be really suspicious. Then. His chest is stained with blood. Among the 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with the blood-stained dagger. The locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different directions as well. Limbs. There were no abnormalities found on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defensive wounds are present on any part of his body. That is quite peculiar. The deceased is in his undergarments, and his coat is gone. I have searched the entire room for it, but it is nowhere to be found. Well, I haven't done that yet, but this room is a locked room. How could the coat disappear into thin air? Faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. It seems to resemble the scent similar to camphor wood. Verified. Death by stabbing, no defensive wounds, fake mustache. Okay, so very interesting facts. I have completed investigations of the corpse. Need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt. Alright. Plate. There were several pieces of rice cakes on the plate, but now they are all gone. I can see my reflection in the Western-style mirror. Will I be able to clear my name? I can't believe Lord would allow you to join in our investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Maybe I do leave voice acting on, if it's just for certain story scenes. And like normal investigation gameplay gives me a chance to read. Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer. You better. Keep in mind, don't mess up the crime scene with your incompetence. Alright. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Oh, then ask away. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on the scene? What happened? Why are you asking so much? Are you trying to say that I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just want to know what happened. What happenings occurred before I woke. When we got here, Lo Shiwen was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. I was worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. Is that the fellow we see over there? After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously, I got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but we didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. Go on then, ask away. Alright. Officer Ma, it seems you admired the victim. Well, of course. Master Lo was a great novelist. Everybody respects him. Does Lope have any relatives? His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. Over there, the one who won't quit sobbing. Ah. I'm crying already. I'm sick of that awful noise. Oh, jeez. All right. Really? No more questions. Book box? The wooden box is filled with books that Lope published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. Oh, my favorite. Unfortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. You like The Confined Room Mystery too? The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book. You got good taste. The death scenes in The Confined Room Mystery were absolutely stunning. Yeah. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book came from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fella. Anything could have inspired him. But if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Swordsman Case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. Man is dead. Judge Cheng? Judge Cheng, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. Lo Shiwen shook the door. Officer Ma kicked it open, and we found you and Lope covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process. Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lope? Lope gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named Qingxi Town. To comply with popular will, we renamed it Pero Town. Ah, alright, I understand now. Oh. Front door. Simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you say that you broke this door latch with your kick? When I got here, that Lo Shiwen was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious. So I went up and bam, kicked the door right open. Oh, we can exit.
先生，可算等到你了。
Hey. Oh, there's the poor guard.
屋里发生了命案。
Oh, there's been a murder in that house.
大人有令，凶案现场不许喧哗。
Oh, poor Chen. His honor has orders that there's to be no shouting at the crime scene.
先生，你看起来脸色很差，不要紧吧？
我没事，不过在查明真相之前，怕是得滞留在这里了。
找到凶手了吗？最大嫌疑人是谁？
Prime suspect is me.
是我。
原来凶手竟是先生自己。
Why do you find that so enjoyable, Alpha?
我来帮忙。
哎，大人有令，闲杂人等不得入内。
兵老爷，我可不是什么闲杂人等。
大人有令，要俺守住此门，反正你不得入内。
Poor guy's just doing his best.
军爷，张大人让你守住院门，是为了拦住那些与查案无关的人，对吧？
He's involved in this case. He's my partner.
这是不假。
若是与案子有关的人，理应让他进来。这，
倒也对。
兵老爷，沈先生不幸成为此案的嫌疑人，正殚精竭虑地调查真相，给自己洗清冤屈。而我是他的助手，那你说我是不是与查案有关？
俺明白了。
You just as easily.
果然是明白人。
You just as easily say, no, you weren't here. You're not directly involved. Stay out.
你是帮凶。
Oh no. Now you go to jail too. Good job.
帮凶与查案也有关。你进来吧，接受调查。
We are going to jail together.
不能耽误了查案。
Shen Junping briefed off on the
当时情况
case.
就是这样。这就是你对案子的评价？
哪里？我只是在感慨自己成为帮凶这件事。
Well, these things just happen.
能让你进来就不错了，赶紧帮我查现场。
好嘞。
Okie dokie. All right. Rice cakes. Hey, Shen, what is this? These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. Why did you pause, Shen? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night? I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with knockout drugs. Yang Air. Mr. Official, when can I go? I still have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Excuse me, who may you be? My name is Yang Air. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. May I ask you about the case? Of course, everyone around here knows that I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly. Just tell me about what happened this morning. Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. Just Tell me about what you saw when you arrived at Lopei's courtyard. Usually Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard, waiting for me. This morning, when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lopei anywhere. Thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him. There was no response. Saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then somebody called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Shiwen. So he went over to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo Shiwen smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared, so I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Shiwen kicked open the door together while I waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lopei's house? After hearing someone died there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? How much do you know about Lopei? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go and ask Officer Ma about this? Oh, what do you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though. Are they close friends with one another? However, there was one time when they got into a fight and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade. What were they arguing about? I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. Rice cakes. The rice cakes Lopei eats are delivered by you, but is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows that I do my job seriously. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently it was laced with knockout drugs. What? It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Don't be ridiculous. I've nothing against Lopei and never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lopei ever pass through the hands of someone else? Possible. Someone is handed to me. There's no way I'd give it to someone else. I heard he loves rice cakes. He never turned them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes? Not a clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow? Everyone around knows that I'm... no thank you. Anything else you want to ask? Chickens. Look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here. Sure, 2 chickens. Do you think they're involved in this case? I heard that free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. They're so free-range, we can, They are fully animated. Uh-oh.
什么人，竟敢擅自闯进来？
张知县，马捕头，这位是阿福，是我的助手。希望2位能允许他协助我调查此案。
能让你查案已经是破例了，就弄来个什么助手，简直是得寸进尺。
阿福擅长痕迹比对和一些机关技巧，一定会对查案有帮助。
嘿嘿，那叫格致学。
That's the power of science.
马捕头，用人不疑嘛。既然已经让沈先生查案了，就按他的习惯来吧。
多谢知县大人。
哼，要是查不出真相，再加一条妨害公务之罪，治你2人。
And you'll both go to jail, too. Alright, I think we have seen this before. Alright. Have a little scroll. Oh. Let's start at the bottom. According to the new criminal code of the Qing Dynasty, the specific stipulations on the obstruction of official duties are: any person who commits atrocities or coercion when an official is performing their duties shall be sentenced to a set term of imprisonment within the 4th degree. serve detention or pay a fine of 300 yuan or less. The same applies to those who commit atrocities or coercion or use deception to influence officials to impose or remove certain sanctions or resign. Hesitation wounds. Tentative cuts refer to a series of self-inflicted shallow cuts made by people considering us. Or the final cut that causes death. Non-lethal cuts may be due to psychological contradictions, trying out the weapon to test its sharpness, experiencing feelings of pain, etc. Defense wounds refer to the injuries inflicted upon the victim while resisting an attack from the assailant. Generally 2 types of defense wounds: incised wounds on the palms of the finger joints, penetrating wounds on the palms and arms. Defense wounds don't appear in every homicide case, however the presence of a defense wound, especially multiple defense wounds, must be key evidence of murder. Murder as in, I am actively killing you repeatedly. You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you? Rest assured, Officer Ma, I am a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Go on then. Dispute. Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lo Pei. Could you... Your audacity, how dare you suspect me? I have yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide. But you heard this rumor from Yang Air, didn't you? Mr. Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases. You know, for the source material. Mr. Lo has always listened to me. Really talked about himself, so I got to ask him. And then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with. Of his frame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they'd make Master Lo suffer. Very dramatic. He was born to put all of his talent to writing books. Yang Air saw us when he came to deliver something. I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me, have a fight with Master Lo. Maloney. Go on then, alright. I did not find any hesitation wounds on Lo Pei. That is very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or a fall. It's also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wounds present. Rice cake. The reason why there weren't any defense wounds was because Lo Pei ate the rice cakes that contained knockout drugs. The same ones I ate. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. Must have been another person in the room at that time. That person is the murderer. Like the... Oh, I think something just clicked for me. It's like there's no way that after having someone... Like, if I told you to eat a rice cake and you just passed out, I wouldn't then go and eat a rice cake and pass out alongside of you. So, I have a feeling that the Lo Pei we met is not the real Lo Pei. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the locked room? No, was murdered. New doubt though. How did the murderer leave? I hung the door latch. Lo Pei and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside? He's wearing a coat. The room was locked. The fact that the coat of the deceased is missing is particularly odd. Assuming Ma was honest, before they arrived on the scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. Then this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk with Lo Pei's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me that his connection with Lope is not as simple as he depicts. Alright. The wardrobe. This wardrobe is locked. Do you think you could find a way to open it? No problem. This kind of bolt pin spring lock is a piece of cake. I will leave it to you then. What you doing touching that wardrobe for, you punk? Thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene. Officer Ma, this wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. This leads to an error in the investigation. Surely no one would want to see that outcome. Of course, due diligence is crucial to this case. But be careful when you're opening that. Don't worry, Mr. Officer, I'm an expert on locks. Okay, that's simple enough. Click, 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 click. Aha, I did it! Look, Shen, looks like someone hid inside this wardrobe before. Partition board removed, closed pile, enough space for one to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? There is no rush to jump to conclusions. Let us first examine the scene carefully. Look, this partition board should have been laid horizontally on the wooden frames. True. The color on the sides of the wooden frame are old, yet the color on top seems new. It's very likely that this partition board was removed recently. It seems quite odd. Shen, have you noticed something unusual? Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. Left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped. And it seems like someone had cleaned this place. These are all clean clothes. They're now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress clothes alone. These are all clean clothes. They're not piled up on one side. This has just been wiped, alright. Nope, that just gets me back there. Alright, what am I missing here? What is this bundle down here? Shit, there's a strip of cloth over here. Could this be a clue? Take it out for further examination. Alright. Hey, shit, it's a bunched up strip of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie up quilts. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. This quilt has traces of bindings. The ribbon most likely was removed from here. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? Indeed, it is quite peculiar. I need to record the situation. The fabric smudged with dust in the middle. Used to tie quilts was removed and stuffed in the clothes pile. What's this? Shen, what is that black spot? A wood chip. All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed here. No, the color and texture of this wood chip differs from that of the partition board. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on the clothes stored within. Camphor wood. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. Why would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe made of camphor wood? Camphor wood fragrance on Lope's hair. So he was definitely in here. Need to keep an eye out for objects made from pine wood in this house. Understood. Curious. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. Let me see what kind of books a novelist reads. Huh. This is The Golden Low. Afu, there is no need to read it out loud. A walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. Shit, there's a newspaper here that carries the news of Lope publishing his novel. Huh? Shen, look at the photo of this newspaper. The one on the left is Lope, the one on the right is... the young lady we saw crying in the bamboo forest last night. According to this, the young lady is Liu Picheng, an editor who helped Lope publish his books. Ah. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. I met him last night. He was bent over his desk, writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he has on his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Quit moving around. I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? Can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. You better be. I'm keeping a close eye on you from right here. Oh shit, alright. Here we go. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin, holding a half-used ink block. A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There's a layer of residual ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gelled state. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it. A piece of oil paper underneath the rack. The ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. Alright, confirming he was in fact working. Common white glazed candlestick. There's still half a stick of unburned candle on top. Here's a book titled Tales of the Moon Colony. There are several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. A stack of newspapers. Various issues of the Shanghai News have all published Lope's works. Oopsies. Frame in the window that would stop a person from climbing in or out. Hey Shan, is it possible for the murderer to reach in through the window from outside to kill Lope? The human arm is no longer than 3 feet, but the window was more than 10 feet away from the deceased. That's easy. All you need to do is make a mechanical arm that's 10 feet long. Only you could make something like that. Could it be? I'm just kidding. Nothing useful here. Seems like something is missing from the table. Pinewood. Pine wood chip. Mata Way. Officer 35. Okay, so you pretty much met everyone at this point. Su Fu Sing. I think I'm saying that right. Chen Ta Chin. Ultra Chen. Yang Air. Chang Yu? This ribbon is dirty in the middle. Must have been used in some way to leave such a smudge. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lo Pei? That's a reasonable guess, however. There are no rope marks present on both Lo Pei and me. Oh, I see. And again, this ribbon. I can't help but feel like I have seen it before. Where was it? Remember now? When I arrived last night, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. Huh. Could it be that Lo Pei was strangled to death before he was stabbed? No. Then there would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck. Shen, why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to the case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it is made of different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. Shen, this wood chip fell from the door latch. Material and texture is a perfect match with the door latch's fracture. Well done. This may just be the key to unlocking the truth. Very strange. How could a wood chip with a fracture of a door latch appear in the wardrobe? As the case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. What is missing here? Nothing useful on the desk, however I felt something was unusual about it. It seems like something is missing. What could it be? Very curious. Probably gonna wrap things up. Soon enough. Late Qing Dynasty detective fiction. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, under the influence and intervention of new ideas, Chinese people were increasingly eager to explore Western culture. During this time, novels easily became new favorites, due to their accessibility and widespread publication, amongst which Western detective fiction, with its intricate plots and ingenious case designs, became the top choice for the majority of people. The stories of Sherlock Holmes was a big hit ever since it was first translated into Chinese and published in the Current Affairs newspaper in 1896. Huh. Tales of the Moon Colony can be rated as the ancestor of Chinese science fiction. Written by Huang Zheng, Jiaosu, there we go, Jiaosu, was serialized in illustrated fiction between 1904 to 1905 with a total of 35 chapters and no ending. Oh, excellent. The subject of the novel is a peculiar balloon in which the main character travels across the sea in search of his wife and children, whilst encountering aliens from the moon. This novel combines the vernacular style of traditional novels with the essence of science fiction, creating a work of high artistic value in the late Qing Dynasty. That sounds wild. Alright. Now, yeah, I'll leave this question up to pass here. If you want me to leave the voice acting on for these sort of story scenes. And so I feel better. I feel better about leaving voice acting on when there's still going to be sequences where I get to sit back and read during the investigation. So I will still put it up to you if it's if you want me to keep the original voice acting on, I will gladly do that, because it is quite good. So I suppose the English voice acting in the trailer was its own thing, and the rest of the game's in old Chinese voice acting, which is still really good voice acting. It caught me off guard a little bit, hence the question. So let me know what you think. Sorry, nephew, I'm leaving you crying in the background here, but we will talk to you next time, and decide how to proceed from there. Until then.